Hello world, welcome to a brand new edition of the Influence Show. My name is Michael Blessed, and joining me as always, as you all know, is Emmanuel Enejo. Hello man.
That's right.
Welcome. Good afternoon. How are you?
Very well, man.
Man, how's the week?
Bless God.
Man,
The week was
yeah.
fantastic.
Sure.
We just celebrated our
50 years anniversary. Yeah, like seriously.
That's
really,
why we're here.
Yeah, that's the reason why we are here today, and we really thank God for everything. So far, so good. We appreciate God for everything.
Thank God for life.
You know,
Thank God
it's
for
not-
the peace that we're experiencing in some
Sure.
parts of the country.
it's not been easy, but we know God got our back, and the way things are going, not quite. We can't just say we have 100%. We are okay 100%, but at least we are moving towards one direction.
We need
Trying
to be
to get there. We are still young. We are still developing country.
We are no
Which
longer young though.
We are
Looking at our age, we are no longer young.
Yeah, we are no longer young, but
We are 60 years old, bro. So
That
we are
is-
not
that
young.
is grandfather.
That time is no longer on our side.
Like, seriously.
So life
All right.
begins at 40, they
At
say.
40, yeah,
But here
yeah.
we are, we are at 60.
At 60
and we are
we're
still crawling.
still crawling.
That's shameful, man.
That's cool. Okay. So far so good. You know, we thank God.
Absolutely.
You know, it's been good. It's been good. We are 60.
Yeah.
At least one who is called 60 years old is no longer a child.
That's it.
At least such person can be a grandfather or a grandmother.
That's it. That's
So you good. You know, we are heading towards one direction.
That's right.
And the reason why we are here today is telling the Nigerians the background and the history of our great nation.
That's right.
You know, this is Nigeria.
Of course.
We love our country.
That's right.
We are good citizens.
That's right.
And then it's not all about. We don't focus on the negative part only.
That's right.
But we are proud to be a Nigerian.
That's true.
Because it is not easy.
That's
We
right.
we have so many God's blessings. Though we are not even quite all right, but we have the blessings of God
Sure, man.
over everything we do. So
There are thousands of things that we can be thankful for, right?
man, seriously, we need to thank God.
Fact.
You know, even the Bible says, in any situation we find ourselves,
Give
we should
thanks,
not
man.
hesitate to give thanks.
That's
So,
right.
so far so good. Thank you very much. So you're welcome.
Thank you.
So-
talking about the history of Nigeria now.
Yeah.
Here are some background history I have about our dear country, Nigeria.
That's good.
Courtesy of wikipedia.org, man.
All right.
And the history of Nigeria, according to Wikipedia, can be traced to settlers trading across the Middle East and Africa as early as 1100 before Christ.
That's good.
Numerous ancient African civilizations settled in the region that is known today as Nigeria, such as the kingdom of Nri, Nri. Hope I pronounced
Yeah,
that
sure,
correctly.
sure.
The Benin Empire, and the Oyo Empire. Islam reached Nigeria through the Borno Empire between 1068 after the death of Christ and Hausa states around 1385 after the death of Christ. During the 11th century, while Christianity came to Nigeria in the 15th century through Augustina and Capuchin monks from Portugal, and the Songhai Empire was also occupied part of the region. So the history of Nigeria has been crucially impacted by the transatlantic slave trade, which started in Nigeria in the late 15th century. At first, Europeans captured people who lived along the coast. The first slave trading post used by the British and Portuguese is Badagry, a coastal harbor. The chains where they tied up, our young sisters and young brothers and viral young people still stands today. And we're going to show our people the picture of
Sure.
that place in this video. Later, they use local brokers to provide them with slaves, and these locals, to the greatest of my surprise, they are Africans.
Are you
And
serious?
basically, I was told they are African traditional men, right? They were the ones who in turn get involved in the in the process of selling their fellow African brothers to the British, to the whites. So that's horrible. I think that's very, very much disappointing.
I'm not surprised when you read that out. Even from those days, we heard in the Bible that even your brother can as well sell you. It happened to Joseph, and I believe it's still happening. But at least we've gone so far. We've gone a long way. At least achieving that independence, I think it's something so good that we've achieved so far.
So going further with the background history now, this activity of slavery escalated conflicts among the different ethnic groups in the region and disrupted other older trade patterns through the trans-Saharan route. And we were also told that Lagos State was invaded by some British forces in 1851 and formally annexed in 1865. Nigeria became a British protectorate in 1901, while her colonization lasted until 1960, when an independence movement succeeded in gaining her independence. Nigeria first became a republic in 1963, but succumbed to military rule 3 years later after a bloody coup d'etat. A separationist movement later formed the Republic of Biafra in 1967, and that led to 3-year Nigerian civil war. Nigeria became a republic once again after a new constitution was written in 1979. You see, however, the republic was short-lived when the military seized power again for another 4 years. A new republic was planned to be established in 1993, but was aborted by General Sani Abacha. And Mr. Abacha died in 1998, and a fourth republic was later established the following year. And that ended 3 decades of intermittent military rule. Now let's talk about Nigeria's independence properly.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, the Federation of Nigeria was granted full independence on 1st of October 1960, right?
Yeah, sure.
Under a constitution that provided for a parliamentary government and a substantial measure of self-government for the country's 3 regions. From 1959 to 1960, Jaja Wachukwu, right, was the first Nigerian speaker of the Nigerian parliament, also called the House of Representatives. I think that is what we are most familiar with today. So Jaja Wachukwu replaced Sir Frederick Metcalfe of Britain. Notably, as first speaker of the House, Jaja Wachukwu received Nigeria's instruments of independence, also known as Freedom Charter, on 1st of October 1960 from Princess Alexandra of Kent. The Queen's representative at the Nigerian independence ceremonies, Queen Elizabeth II, was monarch of Nigeria and head of state. And Nigeria was a member of the British Commonwealth of Nations. The federal government was given exclusive powers in defense, foreign relations, and commercial and fiscal policies. The monarch of Nigeria was still head of state, but legislative powers was vested in a bicameral parliament. Executive power in a prime minister and cabinet, and judicial authority in a federal Supreme Court. Political parties, however, tended to reflect the make-up of the 3 main ethnic groups: the Nigerian People's Congress, NPC, represented conservative, Muslim, largely Hausa and Fulani interests that dominate the northern region. The northern region of the country, consisting of 3/4 of the land area and more than half the population of Nigeria. You getting it now? Thus, the North dominates the federation, the federation government from the beginning of independence. and they are still dominating.
Sure.
They still form a very
We're,
large.
we're going there. We are going there.
They still form a very large group of the country. In the 1959 elections held in preparation for independence, the NPC captured 134 seats in the 312 seat parliament.
Massive.
Capturing 89 seats in the federal parliament was the second largest party in the newly independent country. The National Council of Nigerian Citizens, NCNC. The NCNC represented the interest of the Igbo and Christian-dominated people of the eastern region of Nigeria. And the Action Group AG was a left-leaning party that represented the interest of the Yoruba people in the West. In the 1959 election, the AG obtained 73 seats. The first post-independence national government was formed by the Conservative Alliance of the NCNC and the NPC. Upon independence, it was widely expected that Ahmadu Bello of Saudana of Sokoto, the undisputed strongman in Nigeria who controls the north, would become a prime minister of new federation government. However, Bello chose to remain as premier of the north and as part of and as a party boss of the NPC. He then selected Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, the Hausa, to become Nigeria's first prime minister. The Yoruba dominated the AG and became the opposition under its charismatic leader of Chief of Obafemi Awolowo.
Yes.
However, in 1962, a faction arose within the AG under the leadership of Ladoke Akintola, who had been selected as premier of the West. The Akintola faction argued that the Yoruba peoples were losing their preeminent position in business in Nigeria to the people of the Igbo tribe, because the Igbo-dominated NCNC was part of the governing coalition and the AG was not. So the federal government Prime Minister Balewa agreed with the Akintola faction and sought to have the AG join the government. The party leadership under Awolowo disagreed and replaced Akintola as premier of the West with one of their own supporters. However, when the Western Region Parliament meant to approve this change, Akintola supporters in the Parliament started a riot in the chambers of the Parliament. Fighting between the members broke out. Chairs were thrown. This thing has been in existence for quite some time now. They were even throwing chairs back into in the House of Things. So
and it's happening right even today.
It's still happening now, man. I think our people, our present politicians, compete from them. But then that's not good, and
it's not a good reputation.
It's not a good reputation, right? So chairs were thrown, and one member grabbed the parliamentary mace and wielded it like a weapon to attack the speaker and other members.
Are you serious?
Eventually, the police with tear gas were required to quell the riot. In subsequent attempts to reconvene the Western Parliament, similar disturbance broke out. Unrest continued in the West and contributed to the Western region's reputation for violence, anarchy, and rigged elections. And I think this thing still runs till today.
It's still going there. It's part of it. I think from what you've read so far, I know all these things, they are not just starting from today. From all indications, you see that it has been in existence.
That's
so
right.
There is no way you can fight something without finding the exact knowing what you're really fighting for.
But the source
of the problem, you need to tackle it. It has been in existence, and until we discover what it is, what those problems are, we are going nowhere. Imagine those things have been lingering for over decades.
That's
and even though it's still, and up to date, it's still in existence. But where are we going?
Don't really know, man.
See,
I think our problem is schizophrenic in nature.
Like
we're
yeah.
waging war against
Against
ourselves.
ourselves.
We are like a cat that is being a donkey, right? That two different cats are being tied to, right? One seems to be going on the right, and another one it's going
the
left, right. In such situation, you will discover that the cat or the donkey, right, will always struggle to decide on which way to go, right?
Yeah.
And that is confusion for you, and I think
Thank you.
we are confused against ourselves, and that shouldn't be. Until we get that settled, we are not going anywhere.
We're not moving anywhere.
And you can't even settle that without working on the mentality
that's
of our
self-discipline.
people, man.
Sure. Thank you very much for the comprehensive
There's
reading.
still more to this, though.
That's serious.
Still more to
Okay,
this,
just
but
so
drop
far,
it, drop it.
we as a Nigerian, we have some issues. There are issues that we are facing right today, even today. Nigerians, we all know what our problems are.
Okay.
And it's good, like someone say, information is very key.
That's right.
Until, like I just said, until you find the source of your problem, you cannot get over it. There is no way you can go outside of the box. You will still find yourself, no matter how you try to play around, you will still find yourself in that problem. So today I would like to point out a few things that Nigerians, Mrs. Piali, we know, like regular words that we normally, what we normally use. We said our leaders are the problems of this country, the youth are the problems of this country.
Of course, to a great extent, our leaders
they contribute more.
They are the problem of this nation.
Like it's just like we need to let our people know. We need to let the youth, the Nigerians, we need to let it, because information is very key and powerful.
That's right.
We need to know what the problems are. I will list out some of the problems facing in this country. One, we are facing the issue of Boko Haram. It all started from the point where we start having so many religions, so many these, where our leaders will come up with this idea of those people, they are not real, they are fake, those people, they are not supposed to be here, this is not the position, this is, how do I put it, they're pausing our mind towards each other. So it comes to a point where you say our problems, it started, we are the problems of this country.
See why they always do that? It's because they know that once we are against ourselves,
each other, they
will
will
achieve.
achieve.
Very difficult, right? For us to face our own
challenge.
problem
Yes.
as people, right? We get so carried away easily once they do that, and by so doing, they easily get whatever they want, meaning the vote they want from the people.
Yeah.
Doing that, right, they will always get those votes because it's been working for them, right?
Yes.
So continue, bro.
How do I would like to let people know about how they come. They come like a sheep. They come in disguised form.
Right.
At the process of their elections, they come out in a pretense to be like us, as if we are the same.
All right.
It's just like when the Western world, they will come to us.
I had no shoes, right?
Thank you. Like they will come to us and say, look, let's agree on a bilateral negotiation. Like somebody like Lumumba will always say.
That's
that
right.
They will come. Imagine they will be like, indeed, we are together, we are the same. We let's fight this for we to gain. But let me tell you something. They have their aims.
That's right.
They are using us to get their aims. And this is how they use us. Firstly, the youth, they contribute to the growth of the nation.
That's true.
But at first, they will poison our mind towards each other, channeling those things to their family and their unborn generation. This is how they do it. The frontier, they make us go to the front. The youth, they go in the rally with all those things for them, for anything. For this to stop with. Thank you.
Who don't value themselves.
You don't
value yourself.
You can't
will
do
never
it.
be
Let me tell you something. Let me shock you
today.
today. Look, those people using you, they are children. Just ask yourself a question. Ask yourself this question. Where are their children? If we can come to the understanding that, look, this person I'm doing this for, is his child here? Any of his children, is any of his child here, or are we doing this things together with his family? You know, they won't let even a soul of their family get lost. But we, the youths, they've seen us that, look, if they've poisoned our mind, if they've poisoned our mind that, look, you are going towards left, I'm going towards right, they can use us. Do you understand?
But
when we are together,
we are thinking correct, if we value ourselves,
yes. So
we will not allow them to use us.
What is very, very key and important is when you know your worth.
That's right.
When you know your worth, it's very difficult for somebody to just rise up and say, you come and do this for me. Just use your sense.
That's right.
Do you understand?
Today I keep telling people that there are so many persons out there that you cannot impress with your money.
You can't impress
no matter
them.
how much you
that
have.
That is the fact.
You can't still impress some persons with some.
Let's take
with some amount of money.
Let's take for instance. Imagine this IMN, this Islamic movement of Nigeria.
Right.
You know, those things are one of the issues Nigerians are facing.
Okay.
Imagine the ethnicities, different diversities, different things that we have set up for ourselves. You know, they say one is north, one is east, one is west, one is south. You know, but at the end of everything results at the process in achieving their gain, their aim.
That's right.
You know, they will poison our mind. Like I've always said, if you don't poison my mind, it's difficult for me to just stand up one day and start assuming this is how things are supposed to be.
That's right.
Do you understand? Les Brown, he says he refused to accept the fact that people says how is it called? Something is the mother of invention. Necessity is the mother of invention.
Right.
But he said, no, that in his own findings, necessity is not the mother of invention. That necessity, that what is the mother of invention is refusing to accept things the way they are.
That's right.
So if we, the youth, can stand up, if we can quicken our minds towards achieving, imagine in 1970s, so they say, your children are the leaders of tomorrow.
That's right.
That is what they say.
That's what they say.
And up to date, they are still leading us.
Of course.
No space for the youth to come and exercise their rights. Do you understand? There's no any provisions. All the provisions they keep for us is going and sending us as suicide killers. Or this is the provision they have for us. And come
because
to
they've left us with so little that if you can't
stand for yourself,
if we cannot forbear hardship again, then you go ahead and succumb to their offers, man.
Imagine.
And so if we do not stand up to our rights, these things will be very difficult to achieve. If we don't place some level of self-worth on ourselves, then these things will not be achieved.
So the question is, how do we solve this problem? The primary problem, the primary questions, the fundamental question is, how do we get out of this thing? Do you understand? So how we urge all our brethren out there, all the Nigerians, all the youth out there, stand on your feet. Do not let anybody use it. We've gone so far. We are supposed to be one of a rated country in the world.
That's right.
But today we are called the giant of Africa. But no, see, from all indications now, there is nothing that seems like we are the giant of Africa. Do you understand? So
we are giants of Africa, maybe by population.
I can accept that.
If we have been regarded as such, then we should start living up to the standard.
Yeah.
Right.
So
look, this is like the standard has been raised already, but man, it seems to be living lower beyond the standard. So we should arise and start living up to expectations, right?
So we have seen it clearly that we as a people, we have a great role to play. We as a Nigerian, not just one. This is not the battle for one. This is the battle that calls for all. all hands should be on deck.
That's right.
Like someone said, all hands should be on deck.
That's right.
We have to fight our rights. We should avoid these things.
Fight for our rights, man.
Yeah, you can't let those people continue using you and you expect change. You can't let them continue to be using you, achieving their goals, and you are being dumped. See, I call this like a hunter's jump. This is what I call it. A hunter will go to hunt with his dog. After suffering, the dog stands as a risk bearer, and the hunter as a beneficiary of this. After all these things, the hunter will go, either he sells what he is able to catch or what he's able to kill from the hunt. Then the dog is just left with just the bone. After everything, they'll just give you the bone to eat. They'll give that is like we the youth are just like the dog. We do the risk bearing. We do the risk. We take the risk for them. We do all sorts of things for them to get there. But let me tell you something. When they get there, the only thing you hear from them is their is it ADC or their PA or this. They will never even allow you get to them because already they have gotten what they want.
That's right.
They've used you and they've dumped you. That is just I call it the hunt jump. It never works in anywhere. You can't just use me and dump me, and at the same time, next 4 years, you are expecting me to come and do the same thing. So we need to raise up. We need to stand up to our right as the youth of this nation. We are great. I love my country. I love Nigeria. Nigeria is a great country, it's a great nation.
Right.
We need to stand up for our feet. We need to stand up for our rights. Take what belongs to us. Don't let those people who call us, who have been deceiving us for years, continue to be deceiving us. We have gone to the point where we need to stand on our rights, stand on our feet, getting what we want. At least they say, somebody says, youth contribute to the growth of the nation.
That's true.
But we cannot develop, we cannot go anywhere if we are being trampled by our so-called leaders. I'm sorry to say that. We've gotten to a point where we need to realize the fact that, look, you have to stop this. I have to stop this. I don't have to do this. I have to plan for my own generations.
Accountability, man.
Yes, I have to stop this.
They should be accountable to us. At the same time, we should be accountable
to them. Do you understand? Look, I have a generation. I have people who are coming behind me.
That's right.
So what's the legacy I'm leaving for them? They leave legacy. They leave a good life for their children. They make their children and their unborn children a life, a good life. They've designed it for them. But how did they achieve this? They achieve it through us.
That's right. By setting us against
each other.
So it's that time you wise up, though.
See,
if you don't wise up, man, this is how these guys are going to continue.
And there is not going to be an end to this. Look, sometimes I will think, I will ask myself, where are we heading to?
Good question.
Where is this nation heading to? But I was tempted to even drop my voter's card and all those things because after everything, it doesn't count.
I don't believe that our vote counts.
It doesn't count.
But it's good to go out there on
yes, to be a good
election
Nigerian,
day to go and vote.
To go and vote whoever you want.
You are not being
the
franchise they said, right?
Yeah. So
you will not be doing justice to the whole process if you don't go out there and vote. So you do your part by voting and let them do whatever they want to do, right? But it has come to the time where we need to follow our votes and let it count.
Yes, sir.
Each time you vote, make sure that you follow up and let it count. But then someone will ask, do we really have that power? Do we have the strength to stay by our vote to make sure it's being counted?
I'm so impressed when you said earlier concerning those things that have been lingering, throwing of shares in the House of Assembly, all those things. It has been in existence.
That's right.
Do you understand?
Right.
And it is the footstep of those who left it behind them. So I will tell you the youth today, if you refuse to stand for your rights, that is how your children are going to serve them.
That's what it is.
That is how your generations to come are going to be used by their children as well.
If we don't correct this again,
if we don't correct them, those things can never be corrected. So we stand today, we stand as an individual, we stand as a group, we stand as a youth today to say that, look, this has to stop. And what is the antidote to this is unity. Without unity, we are going nowhere. We need to realize where all these things, where this wind start beating us from.
That's right.
We need to realize
we
how
don't know where we are coming from.
We can't know. There's no way we'll get the directions of where we're going.
That's right.
Do you understand? We need to realize that, look, this is our problem. Until you discover your problem, you cannot solve it out. So we need to realize that, look, this is our problems, and we need to fight for our rights. We need to stand against this. We need to stand against this disunity that they have caused us. You know, let me shock you today. Those people we are killing, the youth are killing themselves for. You know, they will go to party and they will be like friends. And they will come here and poison our mind. And they poison us that, look, this person is a bad person. This person is not so worth to be there. This person cannot lead us.
They're acting movies, man.
Those
things are not real.
It's just like it's a movie.
They are actors, group of actors.
That's good. So we need to realize, and what are the antidote to this thing? Let's say I'll point out something like rule of law.
That's right.
If we as a citizen and our leaders, if they can guide this, that look, this is our rule of law. This is we have security agencies, these people that are supposed to put eye on the corrupt policies of this nation. You know, how do we maintain the rule of law? The rule of law says nobody is above the law. But now, today, we have found out that, look, some of our leaders are becoming even more above the rules of this nation. Which is not supposed to be.
They've been like that, man.
See,
the law from the one was structured such that the individuals are even more powerful than the law itself.
Like the lawyers think.
So the law must be changed to start with.
Like seriously. So this is how we are going to do it.
Yep.
Until we as a youth, since the leaders, we are the leaders of tomorrow. Like
that's
what they said. Thank you very much.
We better start leading now.
So
because the tomorrow seems never to.
Thank you very much. So we as a youth and as an individual, we need to come up with this idea that, look, I have to self-discipline myself. Self-discipline is one of those things too.
It starts from there.
You know, when I have disciplined myself that, look, this is the extent of which I want to be. This is what I want for myself.
The law-abiding citizen of our dear country, Nigeria.
You know, it's so unfortunate. I heard some people say, look, I'm tired of this nation. I want to go out of this country. I want to go out. But, you know, going out will not solve anything.
Our people are even suffering there. You know, say the truth.
It will not solve anything. So we have to face our fears. We have to face it. We have to face those things that we are afraid of. Until we stand up, until we stand on the ground that, look, this must change. Things must be right. Things must be okay. And the people, not necessarily you're fighting this for yourself anymore, but you can fight this thing for generations to come, so that this cannot continue. For how long are we going to continue in this? How long? How long are we going to serve them when you are, you know, somebody says, until Africans discover, until they realize that longevity in office is not the aim, or it's not the purpose to achieve the things. That is when Africa will begin to move to the right directions.
That's right.
Do you understand? We need to realize that our leaders have been doing us no good.
That's what it is.
They are doing us no good, and we need to stand. If I could remember, someone says, one lady sang a song where she said, I want to be, my son wants to say he wants to be a leader, I want to be a president, I want to take the money, I want to embezzle the money. You know, even the issues that we are saying, what we are saying today is about the youth, the young and vibrant youth of this nation. Do you understand? We cannot fight invisible war until we discover, look, I am a good Nigerian. I want to be a law-abiding citizen of this nation. until I discover,
Self-determination.
until I realize that, look, my selfish interest will not take this nation to anywhere. Until I discover that tribalism and nepotism, all those things will not take us to the next level, to any land. We will remain where we are.
Right.
And this is how we are going to continue, and not just us, but the generation that will come. Imagine, things are set up for themselves and their youth and their young and their children. They will do this. This is how they see. Let me tell you this. I'm surprised where we vote them into power, and all they create for us, they will build a big plaza. They will build all those things, but all they get to us is they will give us a high rate of renting that the youth and the so this is all we have got to let you know today. You know, there's a saying that a word is enough for the wise.
Man.
So if you want us to continue in this mess, I call it mess.
Yeah.
If you want the youth out there, if you want us to continue in this, continue doing the same thing you are doing. But if you want change, then change begins with you and I.
Yeah.
Self-discipline.
You need to work on your mentality, man.
That's good.
If the mentality is not being corrected, we are not going anywhere.
We're not moving anywhere.
Some days we are going to tell you more on how you can, start working on yourself from your mentality, like we always say.
Yeah.
You work on it and become a changed person, right?
So
we're going to do a video to that effect, man. So that is what it is.
It is what it is. That is how it is. So go out there, think about yourself, think about your generations to come. If you want change, then let it begin with you. And if you want us to continue in this mess, all is less for you, but a word is enough for the wise.
I know my people are going to be acting differently.
Going
forward.
Thank you.
Until we come your way.